Hello, I'm Nathan Judah. I'm here with Wolves reporter Tim Spiers. Tim, it's Tuesday. It's a beautiful day outside Molineux, so I thought we'd talk about some defenders from this season.
You notice we're wearing the same clothes as yesterday.
We are. The wash is already in the washing machine, so I feel like we need to just, turn in, turn out. Happy days. It's fine.
Yeah, I think we should make aware for people who watch the rest of the videos this week. We've only got one outfit left.
We have.
All of our clothes have been stolen
Throughout the season,
we don't live together. But all of our clothes have both been stolen.
Well, the missus isn't going to wash for a while, to be fair, so I'm struggling.
We've only got one outfit left, so we're going to have to wash it every night.
Yeah.
So we'll come back tomorrow and do the midfield.
Yeah, this will be every single day we'll be doing this, and it will be different days. We're not filming it all at the same time at all.
That's what I mean.
100%. Okay. Defenders. Okay, let's talk about the big three. What's so-called the big three? Mr. Connor Cody, Mr. Willie Bolly, and Mr. Ryan Bennett. I mean, they've been the three centre-backs most of the season, and a superb three that they have been.
Yes, Cody Cody especially.
Never's there, by the way.
With this,
we should have done the midfielders here.
Yeah. Nice planning from you. We should have. Yes, Connor Cody's been excellent. He's been a revelation, heartbeat of the team. His transformation from jobbing right back / midfielder to centre half has been Nuno's masterstroke for me. Absolutely fantastic move that worked out perfectly. And
should have sold him to Sheffield United for $2.5 million.
Well, it's crazy to think that last summer, when there was people kind of putting together their squads in their heads, a lot of people wouldn't have been too fussed if he'd left, really, because he wasn't that popular. He couldn't have gone any more different now. He's so popular now with the fans. And he's so important off the field as well as on it. His captaincy's also been very important this season. When Danny Bart was at the team, and even when Danny Bart's been in the team, he's been a captain in his own right. It's
deserves a shot of Premier League football.
It deserves a shot of Premier League football.
Will be starting.
I think he'll get it, and I still think he could get in the England squad next season.
Well, he's even got Gareth Southgate talking about him.
Yeah, he's on England's radar already. We know that. So he's been phenomenal this season. His value has soared, and he's still young. He's English, still English.
Yeah,
and I
can't understand him at times, but still.
Yeah, I think he will cope just fine.
Yeah, in
the old Premier League.
In the old Premier League. Now, the person who worked alongside him tirelessly throughout the season is Mr. Willie Bolly.
Yeah.
Willie Bolly.
Yeah,
and superb that he has been. Of course, I think integral this year, and fingers crossed next season as well.
Integral is right, and he's a beast. He's a man mountain, but he's graceful as well. That's what I love about Willie Bolly. He's very strong, very powerful, very good in the air, reads the game very well, and he's a brutish defender. But then you put that ball on his feet, and he's like a creative midfielder. His touch is beautiful, and
sublime.
Some of the skills and the technique he can come up with, and he's great going forward, as is Cody. And integral to the way that they play in starting Wolves' attacks, because they play out from the back, they play out from their defenders, and Bolly can pick a pass, and like I say, he's got the technique to control the ball and pass it, and so is Cody. So it's paramount that they sign him up for next season. Who's there?
I don't know, some security guys. No, with us.
They've got to sign him up for next season.
How likely do you think that is? I can't spot it. I can't turn the camera, but it's hilarious.
Steven Seagal,
the Blues Brothers.
So what was the question?
Oh dear. I don't know now. I don't really care.
No, come on.
Willie Bolly, go on, sign him up.
Yeah, just said that.
Okay.
You're not listening.
Should move on to Ryan Bennett then.
Too busy looking at Steven Seagal.
Ryan Bennett, the third one of the big three, so to speak.
Yeah, he's again a revelation. He's in the way that he was, free transfer from Norwich. I don't think anything was expected of him really, and certainly not when he started the season on the bench. And then he came in late October at Norwich away against his old club and never looked back.
No,
never looked back until he's got a knock at the end of the season. So yeah, he's slotted in perfectly, and he was a bit of an unsung hero really, because Wolves had so many obvious candidates for player of the season, but in any other season Bennett would have been on your list as well. He barely put a foot wrong.
Yeah,
if you're trying to think of a mistake that he's made, certainly one that's led to a goal, you'd be hard pressed to find one. And I thought he got on with his job with minimal fuss, and he's earned his place in the squad next season for me, because he made it look easy.
So someone like Ryan Bennett is
particularly very good in the air, I thought, which was because Wolves had problems with set pieces earlier in the season, but he didn't, and he was a key factor in them sorting out that weakness.
Well, he's strong, he's unique. He's not afraid to go through people as well, which you kind of need at Premier League level as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and also a backup at right wing back at times. We saw Man City away when they were on the back foot for 120 minutes. He did okay there, to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely. So So we talk about the two backups potentially for this season. I guess Danny Bart obviously started in the lineup and then had to make do with a place on the bench. Where do you see his future, and what do you think of him this season?
To be honest, I thought he did well. Whenever he's called upon, apart from Villa away, and last day's season against Sunderland, him and Miranda didn't do great. But I thought first chunk of the season when he was in the team, I thought he adapted really well to what he was being asked to do. Bearing in mind that's not his natural game, to play the ball out from the back. You know, he likes to punt it forward, Danny.
Yeah.
And he adapted his game and changed it, and I thought he did well. I thought he did well. I was surprised when he was dropped.
What was that after the
it was
QPR?
QPR away when Miranda was completely done over by Matt Smith, and Nuno made a couple of changes and brought in Willy Bolly back from injury and Ryan Bennett, and Bart came back in for Bristol City away, and then his somewhat unfortunate red card, and didn't really see him again until right at the end of the season when Bennett was injured. So I thought whenever he was called upon, he did fine.
Yeah,
and fans were singing his praises at the time, and then because of a combination of the Bristol City red card and a couple of mistakes at Villa away, they kind of turned on him again towards the end of the season, which I thought was unnecessary.
Yeah.
And again, you know, captain loves the club more than anybody in that squad. I can tell you that now. He really loves this club, and he certainly won't want to go anywhere this summer.
Wolves under no pressure to sell either. Do you know what I mean? They're going to need a bigger squad, especially for cup games as well, and depth.
Exactly. They need six centre halves at the club, first choice centre halves really, and it's up to Nuno to decide whether Danny's one of those. But the fact that he's come through the academy, absolutely loves the club, he knows what it's all about, and he can do a job when called upon, stands in his favour.
And he will help the players who are playing. He will support them to the nines. He's not going to be frustrated and kick his heels on the bench and sulk, is he? He's going to be the first one on that pitch giving them encouragement.
No, he's not. Like I said, I think he'll be happy to stay even if he plays a minimal role next year, even when it comes to just playing the cup games or whatever. So we'll see. We'll see. I've got a feeling Danny will still be around next season.
Courtney Hawes, I mean, barely any time this year, but going to keep him.
Difficult one. He needs to be playing games, and he's played 7 minutes of league football this year.
Incredible.
And if he's in their squad next season on the fringes and doesn't get any league action, there's a scenario where he's played 7 minutes of league football in 2 years. Now, for a guy who was being talked about as a future England international not very long ago, that's just not acceptable for his career path. And hopefully, I think this is one of the occasions where Wolves will look at what the player needs just as much as what they need, and they'll get him a loan to a Championship club, and hopefully it will have gone better than what it has done for Dominic Hall for Ipswich this season.
Well, let's move on to him as well.
Hasn't pulled up any trees, but for Courtney Hawes, I don't want him to leave Wolves. I think he's still young, and I think he's got potential to be a very good Premier League player, and I'd like to see him. You can't see a place for him in the team next year because of Willy Bolly, but I'd like to see him sent out on loan and do some really good stuff at a Championship club, and then who knows what will happen the season after.
But also at the same time, look, they've been very lucky with injuries, but you could lose one of those for 3, 4, 5 months. I mean, fingers crossed they don't, but you know, Wolves are very lucky with injuries this year, and you might need someone like Courtney Hawes to come in and do a job.
There has been an element of luck, but also they do an awful lot of work on injury prevention, which has been one of the less reported key aspects of why they've done so well this season. Yeah, a couple of injuries, and they could have been screwed at certain points. But yeah, no, you're right. So again, as we spoke about yesterday with the goalkeepers,
very good, yes. When we arrived here at about 11 o'clock in the morning,
it's that fine balance between having a squad depth in the Premier League and letting the players go out and play. So, but with Courtney, I can't see a scenario where he's playing too much Premier League football next season. But like I said, I don't think they should let him go. Hopefully a loan.
Quick word on Alpha.
Yeah, it just hasn't really happened this season. He's got all the attributes to be a very good right wing back, but it just hasn't happened for him. I think he's taken a real confidence boost, confidence knock season before, and he seems to have done well at going forward at Ipswich, but not defensively. So I don't see him staying.
Philip Foster, hey.
Yes.
I saw him more in the parade than I did all season.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Are we doing him now, are we?
Well, yeah, I mean, he's kind of like a defender, isn't he? I know he's kind of like right wing back, but he's still... there's too many midfielders to go through. Let's talk about Big Phil.
Big Phil? Well, I can't say anything about him. I've never seen him play football, so...
Yeah. But he's going to be kept on?
I doubt it. I doubt it. As you say, yeah, we saw more of him during the promotion celebrations than all season. I don't know. He can't be relied upon. He's obviously injury prone. He arrived with an injury and he hasn't got rid of it, so I can't see a scenario where they would keep him.
Oscar.
Yeah.
Rasmussen?
Yeah.
Yeah, still just...
Yeah, one of the unsung heroes of this season. Yeah, I'd be very surprised if we see him next year.
Okay.
Maybe alone.
Maybe alone. And I'm going to mention him because I've mentioned Phil. Rubin Vinagre situation.
Yeah, that's one that's still TBC or TBD, to be decided.
Decent. Were you happy with what you've seen or not? Or...
Good going forward, but not defensively. He looks weak against good wingers, and didn't look ready defensively yet. But you know, he's a kid. He's 19 years old, so that'll come. I think he's got huge potential, and if they can get a good deal for him, then they should sign him.
Excellent news. Okay, that is the end of your...
We're not going to talk about Roderick Miranda.
You've been waiting, haven't you? Been waiting? Yeah, okay. Go on then. Big Rodders.
Yeah.
I mean, played a fair few games, especially at the start of the season.
Yeah, he did.
And then it all went a bit peaked on.
Yeah, he played an awful lot at the start of the season. I think they originally signed him to be that middle centre half, the sweeper. So, but he was far too error prone, made too many mistakes, and was shipped out of the team.
Even when he was playing regularly, you knew he had a clanger in him.
He had a clanger in him. He was exceptional against Villa at home, but otherwise, yeah, he did have a clanger in him. It was a shame because all the other Portuguese players kind of thrived as the season went on, and he didn't really. He was kind of left out a bit at the end. And then he came back in for, was it Hull at home, and he made his mistake there.
Yeah.
And then at Sunderland away last day of the season, same again. Similar to Danny Bart and Will Norris, you know, coming in from the cold, they found it difficult in a settled team. You can understand that. But no, with all the off-field allegations, which they very much are as well, which happened around Christmas last season, kept out the team from that moment onwards. Really, never really got looking again. So I'm sure that's kind of played his part as well. So no, I don't think we'll see him here next season. So which means, you know, if he's gone and if Hawes is out on loan,
are they going to be signing defenders? Do you think they need one or two more?
Nuno needs to decide whether Ryan Bennett's his first choice centre half. I don't think he will be. So I think they'll be looking to sign a top class centre half
alongside Willy Bolly.
To go alongside Cody and Bolly, and I think that's your back three for next season.
What about Bolly doesn't sign?
Then that's a massive problem, because I think we all know from watching him this season that Willy Bolly is ready-made to make a positive impact in the Premier League. Finding players like him that are integral to their formation in terms of defence and attack is not going to be easy. So it'll be a real problem if they don't sign Bolly. You know, we're still waiting to hear the official announcement on that. Last I heard, it looks pretty good, and they're leaning towards getting him in, but they do need to get that. That's just as important as Jota for me. They've got to get him signed up.
Absolutely.
But either way, they'll certainly need one and probably two centre halves next season.
Good stuff. Let's go Wednesday in the midfielders. We'll see you tomorrow.
Okay,
I've got a nice blue shirt up in the wardrobe. I think you've got a nice blue suit for, haven't you?
Yeah, I need to wash my shirt tonight, actually.
Okay, good stuff. We'll see you tomorrow Wednesday. We're talking about the midfielders.